What up, IDS Mob? Your boy Harry Wilmington here, back once again with the lovely Michelle.
Hi! Great to be back.
Yes.
Black and back.
So we had her on the show last time to do a few reviews of dating profiles. And we said on one of the shows, hey, if you would like to have your profile reviewed by us, send us your profile and we will review it on one of these shows. And so we actually had a guy send us his profile. Mm-hmm. His name is Blaine. And he said that he needed some help with his profile, with his pictures, figuring out what's going on because he's not getting a lot of matches. And so I sent the profile to Michelle and said, hey, we need to review this profile. And she said,
absolutely. Send it. Let's do it.
So we are back once again. So, by the way, guys, if you would like to have your profile reviewed by us, you can send it to HarryWilmington@gmail.com. Also, we now provide a service whereby if you want us to do a deep dive into your profile and actually like do a profile makeover for you with your pictures, writing your bio for you, all that stuff, then you can reach out to me at HarryWilmington@gmail.com and you can request that. It's $149 for the service and we will be happy to help you out with that. So with that said, let's go ahead and look at Blaine's profile.
Let's do it.
Here we go. Here is Blaine. So he is 42. Mm-hmm. So this is on Bumble. He's vaccinated, so good to know.
Yep.
Team leader at Mazda.
Yep.
And I don't know where this high school is.
Yes.
But yeah. So you open the app up and you see this picture.
Yes.
What are your first thoughts?
First thoughts, great first picture. Honestly, I was like, oh man, you've got like face completely visible. You got a cute outfit on, nice outfit on that shows like the picture's got from head to about to knee level.
Okay.
And you can see body type, you can see all of his hair or no hair or all of his head. And it's honestly, I was like, oh, that's a great profile picture to start off with. And he lists his age is up there. He lists what he does. But the only thing I'd say, take out the high school part. Take out the high school part.
It's the thing we said in the last video too, like something about mentioning like high school. If you didn't have college, that's fine, but like don't mention high school.
It's not necessary unless you're like fresh out of high school and you're like, oh, I graduated, now I'm in college. This is what I'm doing now. But honestly, if you're past the age of like, I'd say 25, you can X that high school. Don't need it. Not necessary. Yeah. Most people assume that you went to high school. That's all we need to know. That's all good.
Yes. Now, I would say I like you have a very approachable face. Your smile looks very happy. Like you're actually happy to be on the app. So I imagine somebody's seen that and be like, hey, look, he's welcoming me to his profile. Mm-hmm. I like the stance. In terms of the shirt you're wearing, only because I just like, you notice the shirt I'm wearing, it doesn't have a collar to it. It's just kind of buttoned down. Like that could be seen as an immature wear at times, just because like that kind of a shirt can be associated with somebody that's more youthful and younger in an immature way. So it's not that wearing a collared shirt is bad, but there's different styles that might possibly work better, at least in my opinion.
Gotcha. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So we'll go to the next picture here, or what he says. So this is part of his bio.
Yes.
So he says, athletic and active, genuine great guy who loves life and all that goes with it. Looking for LTR. I am very active. I love dogs, watching and playing sports. Bulls, Cubs, Bears fan, bowling, movies, mini golf, and traveling. If you are kind, affectionate, active, and like to have fun, swipe right. Now, I will say so. What are your first thoughts on reading that profile?
It's a lot to take in. The fact that you say that you're active and athletic, that already kind of sums up that you like to play sports, that you like to do outdoors things. Okay. So the fact that you list it down later below is a little bit redundant. So you don't necessarily have to have one or the other. I'd say keep it short, simple, to the point. I love that you stated that you were looking for LTR, which is a long-term relationship. You stated from the start that that's what you're looking for. Okay. I also love the fact that you love animals, you love dogs, you put that in there. That's great. Honestly, if you have a dog, I would highly say put a picture up of it with you in the picture as well. Because honestly, I was like, pet pictures with their owners are the cutest.
Okay.
You put, that you love to watch and play sports. Once again, a little redundant, but the fact that you also put like the teams that you really love, that's a great way to connect with somebody who might also like these specific teams. Or if they're rivals, that's a great conversation starter as well. Be like, you're a Bears fan? I'm from Kansas. I'd be like, I'm a Chiefs fan. Let's talk about this. That you like some really fun like hobbies and pastimes like bowling. That would be a great option for a first date. Movies. Who hasn't gone to the movies as a first date? Yeah. But mini golf and like you love to travel. That's great information to put out there. I just say like the fact that you put active and athletic like twice or three times throughout that first comments about yourself is a little too much. But I also like that what you're looking for in a partner, that someone who's kind, affectionate, active, and likes to have fun. I like that you put that straight out. That's what you're looking for. Cause you never know, somebody might be crazy out there. But at the same time, I really do like the fact that you are open and upfront with what you're looking for.
Okay. Yeah. Now there was a part that I noticed early on where he says, he's a genuine great guy. Yeah. Now I imagine most guys probably think that about themselves. Yeah. When a guy is saying that on a profile, like how does a woman take that?
In my mind, that you're a genuine great guy who loves life and all of that goes with it. I'm assuming the best. Okay. When I go on a dating profile, I'm going to assume the best out of people. But that just might be me. I'm a very optimistic person. So I'm like, I'm going to hope for the best. So you don't, honestly, in my mind, I don't think it's necessary to put out on your profile. Because unless you're a pessimist and you really want to state that up front and that you don't want any optimism at any point in time, I feel like most women are going to assume the benefit of the doubt that you are a genuine good guy who loves life and all that goes with it. I also noticed that you do have a few little of my basics down below. Okay. So list your height. That's great to know because some people are very specific about height. Me, I don't care. That you are active. Once again, we have the active thing. So I was like, X that.
So it's very redundant at this point.
Yes. I was like, take it off. High school, you could also take that off. And then you list some specifics that you don't do or don't do. Like you don't drink, you don't like to smoke, which in my opinion is great because anyways, but everyone's different. I'm not axing on anybody who does any of those because I do also like my red wine at night.
It's like don't want kids.
You don't want kids. You list your sign. That's a fun conversation starter. I honestly, sign conversations, astrological sign conversations are just
I notice a lot of women put up their astrological signs on their profiles.
They're a hoot. They're so much fun to talk about because some things, they make sense. Other things, they don't. But I honestly find them to be fun. So it's also a great way to start a conversation, whether you're compatible or not. But either way, there's a conversation there. I don't know exactly what the other is.
I don't know what that is either. I've been up on it a long time. So.
Yep. So I was like, you can take out other since neither of us have any idea what that is. Right. And then relationship, that is posted down there below. I don't know whether that reads that you're in a relationship, looking for a relationship, or wanting a triangle relationship. So
interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Cause I was like, I don't exactly know how this comes across or how it's meant to be coming across. But for me, I'm very confused by that little additive. So I'd say take that out as well. Okay. But other than that, I'd say great first comments about yourself, a little redundant, actually kind of decently redundant. Yeah. And there's some little extras here and there that you can take out that aren't serving your profile. Yeah.
And also I would like to also add, like, I think that there are some things that I match it to like Wheel of Fortune. Like I'm a big fan of Wheel of Fortune. And so for years, people used to guess RSTLNE. Like they were always said, to the point where the show now has it where those letters are already put on there because they want people to guess other letters. Yep. And so I think a lot of times in profiles, guys do this thing where they put stuff on there that most people are going to say or think they are. So you got to think about the space that's being taken up as a result of that. So, for example, where you're saying you're looking for a woman that's kind, affectionate, and active, most women are going to be like, "Oh, that's me." Like, no woman's going in there being like, "Oh, I'm a butthead, and I'm actually like to cuss people." I'm not going to like. So, those are things where like you don't need to put that, and also at least what's been effective for me is you want to kind of talk about the kind of lifestyle that you are living that the woman can then be invited into, because for them, it's like they're going to be dating you in hopes of getting some kind of experience. And so what kind of experience are you bringing to the table? Are you an adventurous guy? Are you a guy that's going to be doing surprises? Are you a guy that likes to travel? Like those are things that that are better used in that space than saying, I'm looking for long-term. Again, if they're on a date, everybody's on a dating app. Not everybody's on there to do long term, but like generally that's a conversation that's going to be had on the first couple of dates to determine if you're going to want to be long term with them or not. Exactly. So in lieu of those things, you could be putting other things that are going to paint a picture for the woman of, oh, if I get with this guy, this is what my experience is going to be like. And how is that going to be different than others? Because I can assure you, a lot of things that you're mentioning here are things that she's seeing on other guys' profiles. How do you stand out in your bio? Because these things are great, but what things can you put in there that's going to be a little more effective, may make her reach out to you and like really help you stand out?
Yeah, I would happen to agree wholeheartedly with that. I'd say also going off of that, the specific parts of that I say keep are the sports teams that you do follow. I also say the odd hobbies that you like to do, like the bowling, mini golf, traveling. Definitely keep those in there. Yes. But put other things up on there that might that are unique to just you. Because like you said, it is an invitation into your life. This is a partnership that you're looking for. So how does that person that you're looking for fit into your life? Yeah. And how does that person's life fit for you as well? So that's very important to include, just the unique things about you that might strike someone's interest and want to be a part of your life.
Yes. I remember back in the day, I had a green screen in my living room because I was very much a minimalist and I shot a lot of stuff in my living room. Fair. And so on my profile, the first sentence I have is, I have a green screen in my living room. And I had a lot of women write me about that. Why is there a green screen in the living room? Who else is putting that on their profile?
Exactly. That is such a weird little, yep. It's a weird characteristic about you, but at the same time, people are like, well, I want to know more. And I would have to say, things that are odd, they do draw people in, because I'm like, what?
The right kind of odd.
And the correct kind of odd, like the green screen, or like the fact that I like to dance with my dog. That's like, there's a weird things, but at the same time, like they're conversation starters or thought provokers. It makes you stand out a little from the crowd.
Especially on Bumble, like you want to give women conversations, because on Bumble, especially, they're the ones that have to reach out to you first. Exactly. So give them something they can talk about, so it won't be awkward, like getting those awkward highs that then you got to think of a conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yep.
All right, on to the next part of this. Let's see. So this is the next picture here. So
cool. Okay, good profile, or another great picture, also from head down to the knees, pretty much. It's a lot more casual this time around.
Yes.
So it just seems like you're kind of like a nice laid back environment. You're in front of an ocean. You look like you're on a pier, and it looks gorgeous. That water is like crystal clear. So I'm like, where are you at? Are you in Hawaii? Because if you travel to Hawaii, I want to go. And then it also has above this picture my interests, which once again, very redundant, because you've already stated that you like golf, bowling, and now we have board games, volleyball, and horror. Okay. Horror, I like. When I saw that, I was like, oh, we're at a specific, very unique characteristic that is about you, that you like, and you want people to know. So I was like, oh, okay, let's talk more about that. What kind of horror movies do you like? Do you like documentaries? Do you like horror gore, or do you like ghosts, or like that one is like a great trait to keep on your profile, because even in my mind, I'm like, okay, let's talk about this. Okay. But the other ones, I'd say there's got to be more interest in there. I'm like, what else is there about you that you haven't already put out on this profile? Where can you make adjustments to make it even more unique about you? Okay.
And also, again, he wrote to us because he's having issues with women swiping on him. So when I think about that, and I'm looking at like, I actually like this angle. I like where he's standing. I like the water in the background. I'm wondering like if his stance and possibly his shirt choice could be a thing that's turning women away, or is making them think like, well, maybe I don't. Cause like for me, I'm looking at the stance like this isn't really to me a confident stance. It's kind of like, oh, I'm looking for a pose.
Jeez.
And everything because online dating is a visual medium. Everything you do, from your stance to what you wear, those are going to be projecting out how to a woman how you're feeling about yourself and then what she should think about you.
Yeah.
And so for me, I'm looking at the stance like, is this the most confident stance he could have, or could be something that's like could be improved upon? Yeah. And if so, like how could that be a better stance?
Yeah, I would have to agree. It's a great picture, but is it a great picture for a dating profile? I'd say honestly, if I saw this picture on a dating profile, I'd be like, oh, he's very laid back. Not in a bad way, but in the way that like that's the characteristic of this picture that I get. And it does not come across as confident as it could be. I am very curious to see what other your profile pictures are, because these two are very, very similar from your first one to this one.
That's true.
So I was like, the first one also very casual, but a little bit more confident.
Okay.
This one very much more relaxed. But they're still in that same head to knee level. I'm like, let's either get a close up, let's get you with a group of people, let's get you in full body shot, or let me see something different.
Okay. Go to the next one here.
Active
so now we
picture.
Got an active. So he's actually in the same outfit he was wearing in the first picture.
First one.
Only this time he is doing a golf stance.
Yep.
And so he says, was one of the prompts. It says, "What makes a relationship great is," and then it says, honesty, communication, affection, trust, kindness, sense of humor.
A lot. There's a lot there. Okay. A lot of general.
Right. So, but I'm also looking at like. It's one of those things where he's saying he has a thing, but versus just doing the thing. Like he says he has a sense of humor, or he likes sense of humor, but thus far in the profile, we haven't seen any kind of humor come across.
No, it's been all about statistics, about who you are and what you're looking for. So, let your personality shine through the profile. This is actually, in my opinion, this picture is the first bit of personality that I've seen so far. It's you in your element. You're actively doing something that you enjoy and you want people to see that. And I'd say this picture should have been before the last picture. Honestly, yeah, I would have liked to see this picture first second, due to the fact that it does kind of follow in line with like the first picture because it is the same outfit, but it tells a different story.
Yes.
It lets me see a little different side of you, because the first one was like more presentable. This one is you being you. Yeah. And that's why I was like, that one should probably be second in your profile.
And this goes into the whole, like what we said in the last podcast, where it's like, you're telling a story on here. And so for this guy's story so far, the first two stories he's told by a picture is just very like, I'm here and look at me, but you're not giving us like, what's something you like to do? What's the actions you do? What the kind of thing are you interested in? Like, we don't know that based on the picture. So you want to, ideally, like your first couple of pictures should be like, I always read, you should definitely have like a shot of yourself where it's like your face, your torso, something like that. But then one of those two pictures should be you in motion doing it. Because again, she's looking at what is the story and what am I going to be pulled into with this guy. And the first two pictures, I mean, you're traveling or you're standing there, but you're not really giving an idea of what she's going to experience. And so some women won't scroll down to the third picture. Some women only go to the first two and be like, I'm out of here.
Yeah. Or even just that first one. That first one really has to grab somebody. So it is super important to let your personality shine in the best kind of way for yourself. And then like the next one, either like a different kind of personality of you or an active photo of you being in your element. It's just, I need to know not like what you would look like perfect on like paper. I want to know who you are as a person. And you can communicate that through pictures and listing what things that you like, but it has to be unique and has to be specific to you. This is very, very general, especially with what makes a relationship great. Yes. All of those things make the relationship great.
Yes. And again, that's one of those things where, again, like, we're going to assume that most people are looking for honesty, communication, affection, trust, kindness. But those are also things that, as you get to know a person, those are things that you'll be able to find out about the person. So, you could be on a dating app saying, "Oh, I want someone to be honest." The woman comes on there, "Oh, I'm honest," but you haven't had that experience with her yet. So, you saying that is going to be different in terms of you getting it versus you actually interacting with the person and seeing if they are these things. So this is another one where it's like a different prompt might be better because you might want to pick a prompt that's going to be able to show off your personality more or be able to like draw her in a different way.
Yes. You know? Like instead of this question, what about what is your love language? Like be specific on that. Like, do you love words of affirmation? Do you love gifts? And then go into detail about like ways that you like to show your love language or ways that you want your partner to show your love to you or express their love for you.
Yeah. And these apps have so many different great questions. Like, and you can always take something as simple as like, oh, my favorite restaurant is, and then make it like a funny thing. I'd be like, oh, I like medieval times because they like to battle each other on horses. Like, it's like, what the freak?
Or I like to go there wearing a very medieval Renaissance dress.
Yes.
It just like have fun with it. But at the same time, like, let your personality shine through there so that it grabs a person and a potential partner.
Yes. So see, on to the next one here. So this is
my favorite one so far.
I like this picture too.
This one's my favorite.
Why do you like this picture?
When I scrolled through, when I was looking at this beforehand and I was like, okay, same again. Oh, better. This one I was like, gold. That picture is gold. Yes. I love it. One, it's like an active picture of you. Two, I can see your full face and full concentration going on.
Yes.
So for right now, this picture, he's playing pool and he's like, it's you can see like from about the chest to the top of the head.
He's leaning on the table. Yeah.
And he's leaning into it. One, I can see your biceps, which is never a bad thing.
Hey, there you go, guys.
I'm like, it's the little things, but I'm an arm and back
the other
kind
shirts,
of girl.
for some reason, the other shirts somehow were not showing that.
Yeah, no, I did not know that these muscles were on you. So this one, I'm like, oh, all right, someone's got guns.
If this had been the first picture, what would you have been like? I
gotta see what's next. I would have loved to see this picture either first or second. Honestly, I'd say first because this is the most you we've seen so far. It
doesn't look like you're posing. It doesn't look like you're uncomfortable. It looks like you're very much confident in your element. And you want pictures that are displaying confidence, whether it's when you're doing something or you're standing in a confident way or you're doing some kind of action that's confident. Because again, most women are looking for guys that are confident in themselves because that's going to transfer over to being confident with her.
Yep. Confident in a relationship. That's all we need.
Yeah.
No, there's more, but but yeah, honestly, this is my favorite picture so far. I'd say bump it to the front. I know there are a few more dating profiles that you've sent other than this Bumble one, but I'd say on every profile, if these are the pictures that you've got, bump it to the front.
Yeah.
Loved it.
So move to the next one here. So then we got,
this was my second favorite one.
So we'll get to the prompt first. It says, we'll get along if you're affectionate, funny, active, and honest. Bonus if you like movies and cuddling and Halloween season. So what I noticed was, first of all, you used the wrong form of your.
Yeah.
And that may not seem like a big deal, but some people are sticklers for... I've had women tell me, oh, I swiped left on this guy's profile because he spelled words wrong or he used the wrong version of their.
That's me. I'm sorry. If you use the wrong spelling of the word, I will be like, well.
Because it's an interrupt. It's an interrupt in the pattern. Like,
and some people don't care, but then again, there are some people that do care. And why take half when you can have the whole? So your needs to be with an E at the end of there.
Yes.
So just double check your spelling, guys out there. Just make sure that everything translates, unless it's like supposed to be spelled differently. Like if that's your sarcastic kind of humor coming through and it's clear that it is supposed to be funny. Otherwise you gotta edit that bad boy. I saw this picture, I started reading, I was like, picture's great. The second word of this comment is not great.
And also we're theater people, so like we took all those classes of having to write stuff. Like it's very important.
It's backbrained. All the yours and all the theirs.
Yeah. Now, how did you feel about? And this is maybe my own personal bias, but I noticed you said the bonus if you like movies and cuddling. I had a particular issue with the word cuddling, and I think maybe it's because that's something in my head that I would see on a woman's profile, not on a guy's profile. But maybe I'm wrong. So
I don't think it's a bad thing, but I also, because there are people out there that don't like physical like affection. I've known people who don't like physical affection, and that is honestly, I feel like that's a conversation to be had on a first date or second date or even a third date. But I don't think it needs to be in your profile. I think once again, I'm going to say benefit of the doubt that most people like to cuddle.
Yeah.
I do. I love cuddling. I know some people who run very, very warm. So they like, I can't cuddle for too long because like your body heat, my body heat, true. It's like the Sahara Desert. So honestly, I don't think it's needed in your profile. Yeah. I love the fact that you included Halloween season. So it kind of follows that story of that you like horror. So I was like, So now we're dipping in a little bit of what makes you a little bit more you. Yeah. I love that you included that. Movies, you can I get that if you're like a cinephile, you love movies. And there are some people who don't love movies. My sister doesn't love movies, which is just blows my mind. But that's okay. She likes TV shows. I know, right? But anyways, that's her. I'm just giving like movies you've already stated beforehand. So you don't need that. And then if you're affectionate, benefit of the doubt.
Again, you want to maximize the space that you have.
Yeah.
So things that are already kind of things people are going to be looking for, like realistically, most relationships, there's going to be touching, there's going to be cuddling, there's going to be affection. You don't need to express that you want those things because, again, a woman's not going to be on here like, I like my guy, but I never touch him.
I've never touched him. I have a dead sense of humor. Honestly, if you have a dead sense of humor, you're probably freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
Because serious people being funny, they are so serious about it. It's just freaking hilarious. But a lot of these things you don't need, especially since you've already said active and honest. We want everyone to be honest, but that is something that you gain over time with your partner.
Yes.
It is not something that you give away freely. Trust is earned. Yes. So I feel like all of that could be reworded to more specific.
Now that said, I noticed you said you liked the picture. What made you like the picture?
Love this picture. This one's my second favorite. It is him like laughing. It looks like it's a candid photo that someone snapped right at the moment. And like you can it's from the chest up. And it's almost out of the picture, but you can see him holding like a paper fan. And it looks like he's just having a blast. I love it because it looks like you're having fun and it's coming across from me. And I'm like, oh, okay. So the fact that you said that you like a good sense of humor, I can translate that in this picture. I don't need you to say it. It looks like that you love to laugh. You like to have a good time. And I really want to know what's going on with this fan. Because now I'm like, what happened? Honestly, that's a great conversation starter for a picture. I love that picture.
Yeah, it looks like a genuine smile. It looks like you were in the middle of an actual laugh. Like this is your pose. Again, and it's nothing there's anything wrong with posing for certain pictures. Like, like for my profiles, I would have a couple of pictures where I'd be like posing in a suit or a nice shirt. Yep. But like, you don't have to be posing in all of them. Ideally, you're going to be caught in a moment where you're doing something that's active or fun or giving off your genuine self because we want that genuineness to come across in your profile.
Exactly. Like this one is very genuine. That smile is amazing. It like when I saw it, it made me smile. So I was like, okay, these two pictures should be like the
top tier.
The top tier. Like I would keep scrolling after looking at those two.
Okay, let's continue on.
Another one. This one was my third favorite.
Now, this was also for me. This was a great prompt.
This was a great.
The two truths and a lie prompt is a great prompt because that's going to make somebody question which one is it, which one's the lie. I don't know if you've been on TV. I don't know if you met Michael Jordan. I don't know if you've been skinny dipping. I don't think I want to know. But the point is, like,
maybe not you, but I do. Yeah, I want to know.
That's the curiosity thing. Like, oh crap, and this is a prompt that I would put earlier on because if you're trying to give the idea that you're a funny guy, this is going to be the thing that's going to do that for you.
Yeah, I'd say take this prompt, put it as the first instead of like your comment section about who you are. Put that first because that's your personality right here, and I love that. If I saw that prompt, I'd be like, okay, with these two pictures, which one is it? Me, I'm gonna throw out my guess because I'm very curious. Hopefully you'll write back which one is right. But I'm gonna guess the fact that you have never met Michael Jordan. I feel like that one's the lie. The other two are true.
Interesting.
And I want to know what the circumstances were for both.
Yes, let us know.
Exactly. Please let me know.
And then what do you think about the picture right here?
Picture is third favorite. Another honest, genuine picture of you doing something that you like. And this one does seem a little bit more posed, but it is 100% you. I don't feel like it's like uncomfortable. You're much more confident in this picture. And this is you just sitting down on some sand at a beach. It's similar to like the setup to the one where you were standing on the pier.
Yes.
However, that one felt like you weren't super comfortable, but this one feels very comfortable, very confident, and you also have that great smile again. Honestly, like these smiles with like full-blown teeth showing, I'm loving.
Yeah. And the sitting pose is very confident, and it's like you're sitting there and it's like you're showing off your muscle, but you're trying to show them off, which makes it even more like intriguing.
Yeah. And I was going to say muscle tee is on as well. So you can see arms, you got shorts on. I can see all that leg. I'm like, this is a great picture to show off like your good assets. So I'm like, this one should have been third.
Yes. Okay, let's see. So we didn't know what this one is, what this particular dating site or app is that you're using. Yeah. So we're just going to go off the pictures that you sent, though. So you have a lot of the pictures that you used in the previous one. You have the Nike tee here, the Miami Beach pose, the thing here.
The golf one.
I don't know if this is how these are shown. Oh, this is drag. So this is his back end. So it probably looks bigger on the thing.
Gotcha.
So we see some friends here. I'm going to see if I can zoom in a little bit. Here we go.
There we go.
So here we go. So we got you some friends here. So
oh my God. Yeah, I couldn't see like super close on when I reviewed your profile beforehand because I don't know what this dating site or app is.
Yeah.
But I couldn't zoom in too well on some of these pictures.
So
this helps.
So these pictures, so we have like him in a Chicago Bulls shirt there. We have him in a bowling stance here. We have him in a collared button down shirt here.
Honestly, that's a good shirt.
Yeah, that's a good shirt. That's a good color in general.
Yeah.
And then we have a couple of pictures here with friends. So we have him with friends here, and then we have some friends here. So how do you feel about the pictures with him with his friends?
Those two. They keep those. Yeah.
Okay.
I see like at the bottom, you're kind of sitting in like, I'm guessing like a picnic kind of thing. It's on the grass. You're sitting next to a gentleman. There are two women in front of you. I know I've said before about women being in your profile picture. This one doesn't feel like you might be in a relationship.
But they're not hanging all over him and like, smile next to him and touching his shoulder and stuff. Like,
Yeah, honestly, it looks like you guys are having like either a meal or playing a game or just like shooting the shit. It looks like you're having a good time and it doesn't feel like I have to, I'm like comparing myself to these women and also I'm questioning who are these women to you.
Yes.
That doesn't come to mind when I look at this picture. So I'd say keep that picture because it is actually a very candid picture of you hanging out with your friends. I love the fact that it's very casual. However, this kind of picture needs to be way in the back of your profile.
Why is that?
It's because it doesn't serve you the best. Like the pool picture or sitting on the sand or laughing at the restaurant or wherever you were sitting with the fan. This one isn't as it's not
like it's not a standout. It's just like some of the other ones.
It's not, and plus it's like a little bit further back, so you can't really see what you're doing. And then about 1/3 of the picture is grass. So it's not the best framed picture either.
Like of the friends pictures that you have up, the one with you and the three other guys, it's framed better. You're at a game, so you're clearly in the sports realm here, and it looks that way they know you have friends. And I did like the fact that of these pictures, you only have two with friends because I think a lot of times people will do it where they go overkill and they have like 5 or 6 friends, and you're like in each one you're like, which one is this person? Especially if they look like you don't look like your friends. Thank God. There are people that have like they look like their friends, and it's like I got to go scroll through 4 pictures to find out who the heck you are. Like no,
I am an optimistic human being, but I have my limits. Do not make me guess who you are in the picture. I don't like guessing games. Tell me up front who you are in the picture, and then later on, if you have a group of friends, then I'll know which one is you. This one, the second picture of you with your group of friends at a sporting event. That's the one that should be number 4 for you. So the pool picture, the one sitting at the restaurant, the one on the beach, and then this one should be like your 4th picture, or flip the 3rd and this one, because this also shows that, hey, you like to hang out with your friends. You're sociable. So that's a good thing. But yeah, that one should be included on your profiles, at least the 4th one. Yeah. But the ones with the Chicago Bulls shirt, the one kneeling with the bowling ball, and then honestly, actually, yeah, those two specifically, you don't need. You don't need. Yeah. It doesn't serve. I mean, it's kind of redundant because you've said that you like bowling.
Yeah.
And you've also said that you like the Bulls. So I'm like.
And you also got a lot of pictures of yourself in T-shirts, which again, it's not a bad thing. No. But you got to look at online dating. Like, again, it's like you are the product. You are selling yourself, and you're selling an idea of yourself to. Like the woman you're trying to attract.
Yes.
So it's not bad that if you're a guy that likes to hang out in T-shirts, that's not bad. But you want to have you make sure they don't have holes in them. Make sure that they're not too faded. Just so you're giving a more polished version of yourself.
Yes, you're trying to market yourself.
Yes.
But the picture of you like in front of a lake or ocean, in a button-down blue shirt, I would say put that one up instead of the Nike one. I like that blue on you. Looks really good. It also looks really well with like the blue of the water behind you. And it seems like it's a more genuine smile in my opinion. The other one seems like it was like, someone said, just smile for the picture. And you're like, fine. But this one seems like you were genuinely excited or happy and willing to take that picture. So I like that blue button-down shirt picture much better.
Really good color on you.
Yeah, it is a really good color on you.
Go to the next one. So, this is another. So
I had beef with this.
Okay, well let's read it.
Read it.
He says, in their own words, I am active, athletic, affectionate, caring, genuine, good guy. There's that phrase again. Enjoy staying in, but also don't mind going out. Love watching and playing sports. I am amateur bowler. So again, little sentence fracture there. I am a die-hard Chicago sports fan. Love traveling. Love movies, hard rock, board games, card games, amusement parks, mini golf, animal lover, favorite food, Italian, Mexican, Chinese. Looking for, you get a little tired over there? Looking for someone that is honest, caring, affectionate, funny, and someone that is active to enjoy life with, but also likes to stay in to play games or watch movies. Looking for a long-term relationship and a partner to experience life. So this is what we call the grocery list of things. Ooh. And grocery lists can be very overwhelming. They're very wordy. But more importantly, again, the goal of your profile should be to paint a picture for a woman and to make it a picture that she's going to want to jump into. Doing a laundry list, it's just giving bullet points of something, but it doesn't make her think about what that journey is going to actually be like to be with you. But you can speak on that and how you took that, because you were clearly falling back in your chair there.
Just looking at the length of it, like before even reading it, I'm like, that's a lot of work. I know this sounds maybe a little conceited, maybe a little lazy, but I don't have time to read all of that. And all of that stuff there's stuff that's really good in that, and there's also stuff that you definitely do not need. There is stuff that is very unique to yourself, but it is so long that it would, like, the minute that when you got to
I think it said, I am amateur bowler.
Amateur bowler, that part, I was just like, okay, this is a lot. This is too much. It's overwhelming. And I don't want to feel overwhelmed when I'm looking at someone's dating profile.
Right.
I want to be intrigued. Honestly, the things that stood out to me that I was like, okay. I want to know more about it because I'm a little confused. Stuff like that. Chicago sports fan. Great. It's very specific and it's very unique to just you. I know there's other Chicago fans out there, but they did not state it in this specific profile. So I loved that. I like that you finally listed why you love bowling. You're an amateur bowler. And and this is something that you like doing. It's not professionally, but this is something that you actively go out and do on the regular. Now that I know that little bit of information, everything else that you've said, that you like bowling, you like bowling, you like bowling, you like bowling. There's a picture of you with a bowling ball. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Take out everything else. Keep that. Loves hard rock. Yes, that is unique. List a band with that as well. Or even just list the band, not the hard rock. Like, hey, this is like my go-to band when I'm like in a mood or when I need to pick me up or if I just want to jam down some traffic. Yes, like get even more specific. The foods. You can just literally say nothing about that. Who doesn't love food?
Yes. Or you can just say, I like a variety of ethnic foods, like just something that's like going to sum it up. Because here's the thing. It's not that anything you're saying here is like a bad thing.
No.
But understand that
it's not necessary.
The dating profile is for her to just get a taste or idea of what she could be into or what could be good conversation starters for a first date. Yep. If you said all this stuff on a first date, totally fine. But reading it as a wall of text, it overwhelms.
It's too much. I'd say even one step further about the food. Do you like to cook? Or do you like to order from a specific restaurant and you can say, I want to take you to this restaurant or I want to make this meal for you?
Yes.
That's so much more specific and more unique towards yourself. Looking for someone who is honest, all of that.
Once again, you're wasting space.
And I'm not trying to be rude. It's too much. You've already said it. Don't need it anymore. Take it out. And then... the part that you like to stay in or like that you like to go out.
Those are the only options in the first place. But
yeah, a little bit. It's a little obvious. Which one do you like more? Or even more, like name an activity that you really love to do when you stay in.
Right.
Like, do you like to read the Lord of the Rings trilogy every time it rains in LA because it only rains so often in LA that when it rains, you're like, let's go, Bilbo.
Yeah.
Or do you like to play video games? Like when you stay in, are you a Zelda lover? Or do you like playing Super Smash Bros? Like, get more specific about what you like to do when you're inside or when you're outside that's unique to just you.
Because again, you're drawing her in. So like when you guys are inside, when she's picturing her being inside with you, what's the thing that you're doing inside? Or if you're going out, what things are you doing going out? And you say it in that specific sentence, don't leave it for like, I do all these things when I go out. Like,
exactly. Yeah. Like if we're saying in specific for you, like, are we going to blast some heavy rock and just headbang to each other, listening to the music? It sounds weird, but honestly, I feel like it'd be a good time.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Right. Like some people love to just like dance in their living room. Like, why can't I headbang with my partner? Let's do it.
Yeah.
And then you also stated that you were looking for a long-term partner. You differ from this, and that's totally fine. Yeah. I like when people state up front what they're looking for. It's only because like I have gotten so many invites for fun.
Really?
Oh yeah, that's usually what's in my DMs.
I don't get those invites. That's fair point.
I was like, and there is nothing wrong with having fun. But like. For me, I have to know what you're looking for in a relationship. You can state it on your profile. Me, I'm looking for stuff like that on your profile. But there are people who are like, we'll talk about it after we click in them. Like,
because that's yes, and also some people like like somebody could say that on their profile, but then they could be just using that as a way to get people to go out with them. And it's like, so I'm not really for that. I just want the hookup. But I said all those things. I know you'd fall for it. So
true. There are people like that, shady people, but I have the benefit of the doubt. I'm the optimist. I'm like, well, I'm assuming that's what you want. But at the same time, like you could also have that conversation after you already have the initial click, when they are looking at a profile that is unique to you. Yes, but we got to get that first. I say this whole comment section about you in your own words needs to be so much more specific about you.
Yeah. And part of the work we would do if you guys wanted to hire us out for this is like we would actually send you a questionnaire of like just a list of things about you. Yeah. And we were able to take that and condense it down to like the things that are going to really stand out and, in complete sentences, be able to give off the impression that you can actually you like doing these things and why they stand out to you and how it's going to be presented in a way that will make women be like, oh, this is actually worth interacting with versus like another laundry list. Oh, great.
Yep. No, if I'm so sorry. If I see a laundry list like this on anyone's profile, it's immediate swipe.
And I see you guys, a lot of you don't know how many women you're missing out on simply because I know women that if they get a long standing text from a guy, it's like I'm not reading all that.
Yeah.
So you as a stranger you as a stranger on a dating app, they're not reading all that.
Yeah. I mean I get that a lot. The whole long text, and some of my friends text like that. Some of them text like a little bit, still a lot, and I have to literally find time in my day to read all of it because it's so much that I can't read in one setting. This, I want to eat all of this in one setting. I want a profile that I want to eat in one setting. So make it edible. So like shorten it down, make it more specific. Another thing that you could improve with this is that you've repeated this over and over, that you're a funny guy, that you like have a sense of humor. Do you know any dad jokes? Like crappy dad jokes that are so ridiculous that I literally laugh just simply because I'm like, oh my God, that's awful. Put that on there. Or like an interesting fact kind of joke, or
like a funny question like, hey, if we match, tell me, some random funny thing.
Exactly. Like if we only had straws and cardboard, how would you build a bridge?
Right.
Ridiculous, but at the same time, like, hey, I want to know why you asked that question.
Because nobody else is asking that question, and it stands out. So they might swipe just be like, oh, I don't know if I want to match with the guy, but I got to answer this guy's question.
I need to know what was going on in that moment. It's just like when you're like watching SpongeBob, you're like, what? Were you guys on anything at that time when you wrote this scene or this episode? Because it's great, it's hilarious, but I really want to know how this happened. Exactly like that.
All right, let's see what else we got here. And then this is Hinge.
So, this is Hinge.
So we got these are all,
might be a little biased, but I love Hinge.
These are all pretty much the same picture. So we've already gone over the pictures.
Oh, you have the blue shirt in the Hinge
one
pic.
too. Yes,
that one needs to be your number one. And
yeah, because your first picture is you in the t-shirt in Miami, like standing on the pier, and I'm telling you again. It's not a bad picture. That's one you want to have later down the line. Your first couple of pictures need to be, in my opinion, either stuff you're doing some kind of action or something that's a really polished version of you that woman's going to see that and be like, oh, you want that picture to be one that's going to make them say, I want to explore further versus like, boom. Because it's literally like less than like a second. They're looking at it next versus.
Unfortunately, that is how dating apps are. They're a little bit more in the vision sensory. So I need something that grabs my attention. The only thing that I'm a little bit sad, other than the fact that these are similar pictures, the pool picture. I love this one because I do still see your arms. It's great. But I'm missing your face in this picture.
Your face is like all side.
It's all gone.
Barely there, yeah.
And I loved that picture of you, that face. It was so intense. It was, okay, in my opinion, I was like, that's a sexy pic. That was pretty hot. I'm like, okay, so if he's that serious and specific when he plays games that he likes, how's he gonna... How's he going to treat
now you see how this translates, how you present yourself and how you're standing in your stature and how your angles and stuff like that. All that matters because we're thinking, oh, I'm going to put this up there because it's in a certain light, but you got to understand like what they're looking for and what they're then translating your look as being to them and how it's going to make them feel about you.
Yep. Honestly, these arm pictures, I'm living for them. That pool pic is a good pic because it shows off your arms. Is it necessary in your profile? No. The other one, yes, definitely. I would definitely keep that one in your profile and put it on every single profile you have. Also, like when I see those arms, I'm like, oh, this guy can give a good hug. This guy can throw me over his shoulder. Blah blah blah.
Oh wow!
But very very specific over here. But I'm an arm girl. I love me some arms. Okay. And that other one, it was by far my favorite.
Yep. Now he's got some prompts down here. He said, so on this one, he has the love language one. He says, my love language is physical touch and quality time.
Well. So those arms will come in handy then.
All right. I know you're a big fan of the love language prompt specifically. Why is that?
Because I feel like it's not talked about as much as it should be, especially when it comes to men. I feel like women are very more open about what they want from their partner in terms of affection, whether it's to be held, whether it's to be told, whether it's time, gifts. Can't think of the fifth one at the moment.
Things like acts of service, quality time, acts of service, touch, gifts. And I forget the last one.
That's why I was like, it's up there. And I know it's
somehow I got mid. Yeah.
Honestly, all of the love languages I speak because I love all of it. I'm just like, give me all of it. I'm very easy to please. But I feel like it's not talked about enough with men.
Interesting.
I feel like they're more catering to please a woman. or please their partner, and not so much as in vice versa. Like women know that, men love sex. That's
right.
We know. Yeah, that's a thing. If you don't,
that's not the only thing, but it's like that's the most obvious one.
Exactly. But when it comes to my partner, I'm like, well, what serves you the best? I want to please you just as much as you want to please me. So if I know your love language, that means that, I already know the things that he needs to, in like terms of encouragement, in terms of comfort, in terms of security. So I personally like to see that from a man's point of view, because I'm like, this gives me an insight to his emotional side.
Okay.
So that I can help fulfill his needs as well. So I like having the love language.
Okay. And then we have I'm looking for a long-term relationship and someone who is active affection. Okay. So you've said that on all the profiles, so we don't have to read through that, but we get it. Like, again,
I feel like we're getting redundant if we say it's redundant.
Right. So just know that's, again, there's better prompts that can show off your personality than that. You can have those kind of conversations on a first date or whatever, or as you date the person, those things will start to come out. But to have it listed on thing, it's not a necessary thing.
Nope. Yeah. Get rid of it.
And we got some of the pictures here.
Oh, there's another picture that I kind of liked.
Here. This is
It looks like you're on a boat. You're posing in front of like a big city. It looks like New York or maybe LA. No, it's got to be like New York or maybe even Chicago.
It's a Chicago.
Yeah,
Chicago Club, something.
Chicago. We got there full circle because you love Chicago. I love that. Honestly, Chicago's my favorite city in the U.S.
Really?
I haven't been East Side, so that could change, but I love it.
I love it. Go. Chicago's a nice city.
Chicago is great. I went in winter. It shredded my face because they are not kidding about the wind.
Oh my God.
But I loved every second of it. I was like, I can't feel my face, but I love the city.
Also, big fan of Wildfire Restaurant.
I have not been, but I've heard.
I worked with the one in Atlanta back in the day, but they're based in Chicago. It's so good. It's so good. That's neither here nor there, but yeah, if you get great place.
Anyway, and if you like it too, then put it on your profile.
Yes. Okay, so we got that. Then last thing we have here is I'm going to read through some of this, but it's another long wall of text. And again, Guy, really try to shorten that. Again, we can work with you on how to do that in a way that's going to get your stuff across. It's going to really hit women. But here we go. So bowler, I've been bowling since I was 4 and have loved it ever since. I bowl on Friday nights in the winter, have bowled several tournaments locally and out of state. So, but you don't have any pictures of like any kind of trophy you won. You don't have pictures of you with other bowlers that shows that you're in a league. Like if you're going to tout that, have a picture of that.
Yeah, have a picture of that. And honestly, that picture would serve you better than that.
Yes.
And that needs to be on a date.
That whole pictures are worth 1,000 words.
Yep.
There's a lot of things you could be putting in pictures that you wouldn't have to then verbalize.
Exactly.
That would actually allow you to say more without having to actually type it out.
We're in a day of age where we look at something, we want it now, we want it quick. And when we get lists like that, we're like, nope, that's too much for me to handle. And that whole section, you need to save that for your first date. Yeah. You can talk about that on your first date.
But continuing, I enjoy going to the movies but also enjoy staying in sometimes and cuddling up with that special someone. No period. My favorite movies are horror, action, comedy, suspense, thrillers, period. So I also like hanging out with friends to play poker with, sporting events, zoo, amusement parks, Dave & Buster's / GameWorks, mini golf, no period, listening to alternative rock and pop music, period.
It's also spaced weird.
My favorite, it is. My favorite foods are Italian, Chinese, Mexican, and other good foods. Mm-hmm. I love animals. I consider myself an animal person.
Okay.
Dogs, cats, you name it. Mm-hmm. I just have this sense that animals can detect what kind of a character a person has, ... Animals love me, by the way, wink, wink. Ooh. It's funny at the end, but it was so much stuff in the spacing was weird where the joke doesn't really play well at the end.
You did not land the joke. I see that it's there, and I would have never gotten to it.
Yeah.
I honestly would have never gotten to that joke.
Sure.
Yes. But yeah, a lot of this, it's a lot of it's general too. That's actually listed out. You can honestly group all the movies into thrillers.
Yes.
All of them. Because horror is thrilling. Action's thrilling. Comedy usually has a good thrilling plot line.
Yes.
Suspense, thrilling. Bump it act. If you're going to list that you like these specific ones, just list it as thrillers. If that's really what you want to tell people or tell women that you love this specific genre of movies. And like, if we're going to the movies, you're like, we're not seeing a love movie. No romance. Fudge that. No drama. But I might go for it if it's got a good, suspenseful, thrilling plot line. But you don't need all of that. That's too much.
Yeah. So overall, guy, like if you're having issues with your profile, again, you have some decent pictures, but they're not being shown first. And then you have a lot of t-shirt pictures, which again, and I say this because you're 42 and it's not bad to wear t-shirts, but for 42, there might be an idea from women, I mean, you can tell me if I'm wrong or not, but there might be an idea from women on the app that you would be like, you have the shirt you wore that was like the blue shirt, like there'd be more of those shirts or more shirts where even if they're t-shirts, they're more up to date than what you're currently wearing. Yeah,
because even guys like to be fancy sometimes. Guys like to dress up just to go out. Like I'm wearing an all black outfit with a blazer. I just came from work. And yet in the last video that I was in with you all, I was wearing like a baseball tee. So either way, I like to dress it up. I like to put on jewelry. I like to wear my hair a certain way. I like to put on a lip. Even if it's casual, I like to dress it up to show who I am through that outfit.
And plus, we all recognize, like, as you start to date somebody, you're going to be dressing up less and wearing more t-shirts and get that. And most women understand that.
Yeah, you're a human being.
But again, you don't have to advertise all those t-shirts on a dating app.
Not on a dating app. And honestly, I'd rather see you in a t-shirt in person than on the dating app.
Yes.
Like you waking up next to me and you're in a t-shirt. Yeah, I like that. But when I'm looking at your dating profile, I'm like, I feel like it's too relaxed. It seems like you're too relaxed. You didn't put a lot of effort into it, and that's totally fine because some days I look like a rat coming out of a gutter, but that's just some days. But I'm not going to put those pictures on my dating profile.
Right.
I'm going to advertise the best pictures of myself on my dating profile because I want them to see that the fact that I do care about what I look like, and I want them to see how I express myself in my outfits.
So you're saying that effort, the effort they put into their dating profile, that translates in, how does that translate for you?
For me, it means that they care about what they look like. They care about who they are. They care about their expression of who they are, whether it's in band t-shirts that are very specific, whether it's you dress up like this or dress up like you. It means that you care about how you express who you are in your outfits. When you have like a very relaxed outfit going on your dating profile, like a t-shirt and maybe some khakis, I'm like, it's a little, for lack of a better word, dull. It's not inspiring. It doesn't captivate my interest. It's indifferent to me. I'm like, nah, it doesn't do anything for me. That blue button-down shirt, the one where you're playing pool, the one on the beach, the one with your friends, I want to see that. That expresses who you are, that you care about those outfits, that you felt more comfortable in those outfits than you did when you were posing in the Nike shirts and on the boardwalk. You just seemed like you were not super comfortable. So I want to see you express yourself, but comfortably and confidently.
And then also, obviously, we want you to use less words. And when you are using words, we want you to have complete sentences with words that are spelled correctly. We want you to have prompts that are going to actually like make the person get an idea of your personality and want to possibly start a conversation with you.
Yes. You've got some good stuff in there. Just zero in on those specific things and make them about you. Because like you have a lot of great interests that almost every woman has the similar interests. Yeah. They're so general that you are advertising to everyone.
Right.
Yet at the same time, it's too much, and yet it doesn't tell me anything about you.
And also, like, because I know women get way more matches than guys do. But the other side of that is that on the off chance that women are checking out those profiles, if all of them are looking the same, you're not standing out.
Definitely not.
All guys like to eat. Most guys want somebody that's going to be honest and trustworthy, and they're reading this on every single profile. How is yours standing out from the other 15 she just read?
It's like, oh, you like to stay in and go out. so does everybody.
Yeah. So just be mindful of that. And again, that's stuff that we can help you with. So, so as you can see, guys, this is what we do. Like we are able to look at this stuff. I've had a lot of great success in online dating, and she's clearly an online dater herself. So she knows what she's looking for.
Yes.
And we can help you guys out. So if that's something that's of interest to you, again, we can do one for this show, and like you send it to us and we do it on the show. If you want us to do a more deep dive and actually help you to fix your profile in a way that's going to be more effective, write to me at HarryWilmington@gmail.com, and we can set that up for you to be able to use our services.
Yes.
All right. But thank you very much, Michelle, for your insights into this once again.
Absolutely. I hope it helps because you are a very handsome man, and I want to see it on I want to see it expressed on your dating profiles.
Yes, we want you to have the success that you deserve to have.
Let me see you. Yes.
So that's it for today's show, guys. We will catch you guys on the next time. I'm Harry Wilmington. Be sure to go to the website, introvertdatingsuccess.com, for your various dating needs and for ebooks, audiobooks, and programs, all designed to help you date as your introverted self while still getting your precious alone time. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel at youtube.com/HarryWilmington. We will catch you guys next time. Peace.